Hi, I'm Tony de Kort from Estate Planning Solutions. I'm running a series of videos on educating people in Australia how to do their will and estate planning properly. Currently, it's seriously flawed. It's a joke. It's criminal what's going on. A lot of people don't know, and a lot of people are ignoring it. I can tell you, after being immersed in it for nearly 40 years, you need to know about it. The reason I'm doing these videos because I wrote a book on the subject. I quite often talk about it publicly, and people have said to me, Tony, can you do something else? Can you actually give us a step-by-step solution? Can you actually walk us through some of the issues? Can you show us how to avoid it? So here's number one of probably quite a few, and to give you an example of what is really going on. Most people are actually probably ignoring this area and thinking, oh, it won't happen to me, it won't happen to my family. Well, let's have a look at a couple of high-profile people who recently been in the press. Neville Wran, the ex-New South Wales Premier, recently deceased, high-profile politician and well-known in Australia. Now, Neville Wran would have had a lot of associated advisors that he trusted, and yet his will's being challenged. So why? Richie Benaud, high-profile cricketer, commentator, loved by many of the Australian cricket followers. Richie would have amassed quite an empire. Richie would have also had a ton of associated advisors who he trusted implicitly, and no doubt he did, and no doubt that there was no reason that he shouldn't. Yet his will's being challenged. Why? Recently, the racehorse king Bart Cummings also passed away. Again, Bart didn't build an empire with idiot advisors, so he too would have had a team of people that he trusted. So here we've got three high-profile people who are all having had their will challenges right now. So why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because they're done wrong in the first place. So it's not about trust, it's about competence. So you can trust people, but trusting them is one thing, but are they competent in their actual field? And you don't know because you trust them. So the reality is, if you think you don't have a problem, that's fine. If you think it won't happen to you, that's fine. But if these three people we just mentioned couldn't get it right, what real chance have you got? And that's what I'm here for, is to help you understand where the issues are. One of the more serious issues is superannuation, for example. Do you remember when you signed your superannuation, you were signing up and the advisor or the agent or the accountant said to you, just sign here where you want the money to go? And you did, thinking, it's fine, I want it to go to my wife, I want it to go to my kids or whoever. Did you realise that you're actually third in line in the decision-making process, that your decision can be overridden by the trustees of the super fund, and their decision can be overridden by the Superannuation Complaints Tribunal? And superannuation doesn't even form part of your will. So there's a nice interesting problem. Why have we got lawyers in this country writing 30-page papers on how to attack your superannuation? Why is it that in Australia, since 1994, not one lawyer has had to compulsorily learn wills and estate planning as part of their degree? Yet they can write a will. I mean, what's that all about? So these are the things we're going to cover, the issues. We'll cover court cases, the costs, the ridiculous amount of things that are going on. Be aware there is one thing happening, and that is in the next 20 to 25 years going to be huge wealth transformation in this country of ours, where money moves from one generation to the next. And there are going to be people who are not happy the way you constructed your will, because you thought, oh, I'll leave them out, or I'll leave them $1, or I don't care about them, or they can fight over it later. Well, that's where the issues are, in those areas there. So we're going to cover that ground, explain to you how this area is deteriorating. We can explain how you can do something about it if you want to. We need to share the message on this, because at the moment there's a very, very large army of well-prepared lawyers who are out there waiting, and they're doing it now, and they can't wait for this inept attitude that a lot of Australians have about, she'll be right, mate, and sort it out when they can sort it out when I go. But they're waiting, and they're making lots of money, and on the basis of inaction and lack of knowledge. And it's not your fault that you got lack of knowledge in the area, but my job is to actually assist you understand a little bit more how you can do it, and how you can tidy it up, and how you can actually make it challenge proof. So until next time, just some food for thought there, and look forward to talking to you again.